Welcome to a journey through one of the most intuitive yet powerful concepts in data science, decision trees. We are moving from the rigid world of if-else logic to the probabilistic realm of modern machine learning. Imagine you are deciding whether to play tennis based on the weather. This simple daily choice is the foundation of a mathematical architecture that powers everything from medical diagnoses to financial forecasting. In the early days of computing, decisions were deterministic. We used if-else statements. If the temperature is above 30 degrees, then turn on the air conditioner. This is a binary, rule-based approach. However, real-world data is messy, noisy, and full of uncertainty. To handle this, we shifted from hard rules to statistical models that learn these rules automatically from data. At the heart of a decision tree is the concept of splitting. We start with a root node containing all our data. Our goal is to partition this data into groups that are as pure as possible. But how do we measure purity? In statistics, we use two primary metrics, entropy and Gini impurity. Entropy, a concept borrowed from thermodynamics and information theory by Claude Shannon, measures the level of disorder or uncertainty in a dataset. The formula, h of s equals negative sum pi log 2 pi, tells us how many bits of information we need to describe the state of our data. When entropy is 0, the data is perfectly classified. When it is 1, it's a coin flip. Gini impurity is the alternative, often used in the CART algorithm. It calculates the probability of a random element being incorrectly classified. Mathematically, it's 1 minus sum pi squared. While entropy is computationally more expensive due to logarithms, Gini is faster and often yields similar results, making it a favorite for large-scale machine learning libraries like Scikit-learn. Once we have a way to measure impurity, we use information gain. This is the reduction in entropy achieved by splitting the data on a specific feature. The algorithm tries every possible split on every feature and picks the one that maximizes this gain. This is a greedy approach. It makes the best local choice at each step, hoping to find the global optimum. Visualizing this in a 2D space, imagine points of two colors. A decision tree draws horizontal and vertical lines to separate these colors. Each line is a decision boundary. As the tree grows deeper, these boundaries become more complex, fitting the data more closely. However, there is a danger, overfitting. If a tree grows too deep, it starts memorizing the noise in the training data rather than learning the underlying pattern. This leads to high variance. To solve this, we use pruning, cutting back branches that provide little predictive power, or we set constraints like minimum samples per leaf. In the modern era, we rarely use a single decision tree. Instead, we use ensembles. By combining hundreds of trees, we create a random forest or a gradient-desisted machine like XGBoost. This transition marks the move from simple statistics to high-performance machine learning, where the collective wisdom of weak trees creates a strong predictor. From a simple if-else to complex probabilistic ensembles, decision trees remain the backbone of explainable AI. They allow us to peer into the black box and understand exactly why a model made a specific prediction. References: 1. Quinlan, J.R. 1986, Induction of Decision Trees, Machine Learning. 2. Brayman, 2001, Random Forests, Machine Learning. 3. James, Witten, Hastie, T. and Tiburani, R. 1913, An Introduction to Statistical Learning. 4. Hastie, T. Tiburani, R. and Friedman, 2009, The Elements of Statistical Learning.